Hello and welcome to the Bones Horror Podcast. This is episode 110. And tonight we are going to talk weapons.
This is a true story that happened in my town. So this one Wednesday is like a normal day for the whole school. But today was different. Every other class had all their kids. But Mrs. Gandy's room was totally empty. And you know why? Because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, and into the dark.
Wow. Did you get enough then? You're still with us, Larry? You're still with us? So that's good.
Still here.
So when all but one child from the same class vanished on the same night, exactly the same time, hang on, let me bring that up. 2:17, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. I went off to see this. Where did I go and see it? I went on my own as well because no one would go with me. So I got the ticket for yeah, that's right. So I got the ticket for Ollie to come with me. But Ollie, this is my oldest son, went out drinking and pretty much spent 2 or 3 hours of his life over the toilet at someone's house. And then when he came home at whenever it was, 5 a.m, he wasn't in the mood to go and watch Weapons with me. So I went on my own. And it was pretty busy cinema, to be honest. And I really enjoyed it. So when did you go and see it, Jess?
I saw it yesterday. I planned to see it Wednesday night, which was my birthday. Went and had dinner.
Happy
and
birthday.
Then looked. Thanks. Looked at the seats, and they only had the front row left. And I was like,
Ooh.
absolutely not. So we went on yesterday at 12:30. It's still busy-ish. Cinema was like half full.
Yeah.
So it's obviously doing very well.
It seems to be doing amazingly well. It's always, after I left, there was people queuing again. Larry, recent?
Yeah, I've seen it twice.
Or at the cinema? Or on...
I thought it was... yeah, well, I'll go into what I thought
okay.
later when we do that. But yeah, I've seen it twice.
So it's directed by Zach Kreger, is it? Krieger. So he directed Barbarian, which is a favourite of mine. Did we all like that one? I wasn't so sure on you, Larry. Were you a Barbarian fan?
The first time I watched it, I wasn't.
No, that's what I thought. I thought we disagreed on that one.
I thought, because I watched it the first time I watched it, I thought that it was sort of like I heard everyone go on about it of like, where the story ends up is crazy and you'll never see it coming, and I kind of thought that was a bit of an over exaggeration. But on the second viewing of it, I think it's a good film.
Yeah.
Just I kind of feel like this is what I expect. Weapons is what I expected Barbarian was going to be. Oh, Legal Eagle. Did you pick up on anything different on the second run of Weapons? Yeah. There's a lot to talk about. Obviously, I don't know if we're doing like spoilers just because it's very fresh still.
Let's go for it. Let's spoil it for everyone.
Okay, so just to be warned, I guess, spoilers. Yeah, there's a lot going on. So like I think one of the things going into it that was interesting was that it I'd been quite excited for this film for a while, so I was like watching a lot of the stuff leading up to it, and Zach Cregger had talked about how he wrote this film in response to one of his friends passing away, and that everything in the film is sort of a tie-in to that. So his friend, I believe, died around 217 time wise, and Zach Cregger had spoke about how every character in the film was his response, each character deals with a certain emotion that he felt dealing with the passing of his friend. So I thought that was really interesting and quite a unique take, because you can kind of see that if you know that and watch it, it's very evident. I think what's quite interesting is obviously the actual reveal itself of, you know, the witch character.
The lovely Gladys.
Yeah, Gladys. Which I really found interesting because obviously after I'd seen it the first time, I didn't really mind obviously having a little bit more of a deeper look into it. And Zach Cregger had told the actress that she could pick two backstories, and he didn't want to know which backstory she chose. So the two backstories were like she's the sister who got into witchcraft at some point in her life and came back to the family and is basically just trying to outsource a way to stay alive.
Do you
And
think?
the other is like an alien parasite that's.
Yeah. Do you think? You think she was a family member? I have my
I
doubts.
I think there's too much in the film with the idea of parasites, because parasites comes up so much in the film, whether it's hidden in the background on the whiteboard in a classroom, or whether
I didn't
it's
see
like
that.
them watch,
Second watch.
whether it's
Yep.
them, whether it's them watching the TV and it's talking about the fungus inside ants and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
cordyceps. I
Mm.
think that the idea is that she's meant to be like she's a witch who is like a parasite who not only infects the minds of others, but also like goes family to family and sort of inserts herself in, and you know, sort of is again exactly like what a parasite does, infests its hosts. And another thing as well that I thought was really interesting was that again Zach Cregger had talked about how when the young boy Alex in the
Alex.
film,
Yeah.
he was basically an interpretation for Zach Cregger when he had so he spoke about having like growing up with alcoholic parents, and he was saying like how that whole story of Alex with the two parents at the end was essentially um him growing up, and like how again the effects of that, almost like a parasite infesting the family, and like how the parents are motionless and he's having to feed them and getting the food and everything. And I just think you can tell it's very interesting of how the script's written, because I think in anyone else's hands it could have been tackled a little bit more over the top, but also I think it wouldn't have worked well. I think he does a really good job of, I think the storytelling in it and how he does that. So like how you have one character and then it kind of ends and then goes back in time and shows you another character, and then it shows you a different character, goes back in time, and then they all kind of converge
Was
at
that
sort of a similar spot.
ever an issue for you?
No, I think it worked
I think
perfectly.
what got me there was a little bit that was starting to kind of drain me a little bit. Like I was getting, I think, boredom setting. I'm just trying to think, and then when I did get a little bit bored, it kicked back in again. It might have been on the druggy lad when he went back to his tent and stuff. I can't remember his name. He was very good character. Every character was quite interesting, so none of them bored me or anything like that. And they're all interesting people. But I think when it got to that point, I was thinking, how many times are we going to do this before we actually get some kind of ending?
I th-
But my
yeah,
ass was getting numb in the cinema by then.
I do think that storytelling only works when you have a mystery like this, where you have to like sort of try and piece it together, but also once you've revealed it,
Mm.
you can't really. So like when it's revealed that it's a witch and it's the teacher who gets infected with it and then
Yes,
kills
that
the
was
husband,
interesting.
and
That
then
was the first time, wasn't it? We probably
yeah,
saw it with the
yeah,
8 hot dogs.
yeah,
Mm.
and then
8 hot dogs. That's not bad. And he goes straight for the carrots.
yeah, I was
Mm.
gonna say like they don't even have one before it all happens, which is quite disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do like one final sort of flashback, which is Alex's sort of POV of the whole thing, which I think then is like, okay, here's
Yeah.
everything you've missed,
Yeah.
and I think that works well. I think if you have a story that doesn't have like, because the biggest thing about this film is what got me so interested is in that trailer as well, is you have the little girl's voiceover saying, these kids got
Yeah.
out of bed, went downstairs, ran off into the night at 2:17, and it sort of is like a big why. And I think that why is what really hooks you in, and then everything else is essentially like a bonus.
So
Mhm.
can I just ask you one thing? Because like I didn't mind it. Do you know that scene where Archer looks up and sees that gun
Mhm.
in the air? What does it? Is it say 270? What does it say with it?
2:17 on the gun.
Oh no,
Yeah.
217 to me meant straight away 2 didn't get taken, 17 did. One was a teacher, one was Alex, and then there were 17 kids, 217. But is there more meaning to it? Like with this gun appearing in the skyline? I want to know your thoughts on it because I ain't got a fucking clue.
So from the get-go of this film, it reminded me of Donnie Darko, and that bit majorly was giving, especially like when the opening scene, they've got the kids on the bikes and it shows the house and everything that's gone on, and then cut to that scene. I didn't really get the purpose there.
I saw two things, but one of them is just, I think, my own sort of little thing in it. But I actually haven't seen Craig talk about it. Um, I think the first one is very on the nose. I think the first one is like the kids were weaponized, so the
Yeah.
dad sees a weapon with 217. But my personal take is that it's sort of a little allegory for like school shootings, because it's very much set in a school in America, where the premise obviously is very different in that the kids have gone missing. But I kind of feel like it's a very on the nose thing of a lot of the time you hear in on the news, especially within America. I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe a little nod to that. But at the
Yeah,
same
I can
time,
believe that. Yeah.
that's I haven't actually heard him talk about that once. And I think Mark Commode, um, who when he did his review on it, he sort of brought up a similar thing, but then he equally was like, it could be just very on the nose of, yep, the kids are weaponized, but then also it could have a deeper meaning that, it could mean a lot of things, but that's just what my
Had
mind
they
jumped
been,
to.
they hadn't been weaponized though, had they? In the film, they were kind of,
Mm.
I
Um,
presume, going to be. And just on that,
mm,
when I watched Doctor Sleep, and they in that film, obviously they take energy force, don't they? The life
mhm,
force to stay alive. And I'm thinking, as a witch, she's doing the same because she starts off
mhm,
really old and haggard. She's still quite old and haggard towards the end, but like she actually has hair growing and stuff like that, where she
mhm.
must be draining someone. And I presume the first two are meant to be niece and anyway Alex's parents.
Yeah.
And because they become more and more what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but more
Like
lifeless.
malnourished.
Yeah,
like
more
run down.
lifeless. You know, they're feeding them. What are they
Soup.
feeding them? It's a soup, and I
It
don't
was
know
like a
when
chicken
they.
noodle
Yeah.
soup.
Does
Yeah,
Alex
yeah.
take them to the toilet? I don't know, but
I wouldn't be
they're-
surprised if they just piss themselves.
well, pissed. Yeah, but that's what I was thinking. I was getting that, and from the very off, I thought this film seemed very Stephen King to me. That's my personal opinion. But if someone had said he'd written it, I wouldn't have been surprised at all. Because it had that feel, especially that Doctor Sleep, you know, that feel to it. That's my opinion, anyway. But
Well, yeah, because he said, didn't he? He said that his inspiration was Prisoners, was The Shining, and Magnolia because of the storytelling,
yeah,
and how it's structured. But also, I found it quite interesting that when Zach Kreger had put the script up, Jordan Peele's production company had tried to buy the script and they didn't obviously get it. And
I'm
I
glad they
believe
didn't.
if
Yeah,
I'm correct in thinking, I think Jordan Peele fired a lot of people on his team because of it. Because as Jordan Peele said, it was one of the most original horror scripts he'd ever read. And it
yeah.
doesn't surprise me that someone wouldn't want to make it because that's one reason why I would rate it so highly is because I think I think there's horror films that obviously are very on the nose, which is not about none of this is a negative, but you have like horror films that are very on the nose where it's like this is the premise, let's just have fun. Then you've got like horror films that try to be high like higher or try and be something more where it becomes a bit convoluted. And then
Yeah.
I think this hits a really decent sweet spot where it's fun and entertaining, has like just the right amount of comedy in it where it doesn't become stupid, but at the same time it holds that mystery. And I will say that on a second watch, I found that I was equally as entertained, even knowing the twist and everything. Because the second time I watched it, I actually watched it with Ria, who hadn't seen it, so she was very much of although she was very clever. She guessed it. I can see her smiling. She guessed it before the film started, like
Really?
with no hints, no nothing, just outright just said, "Oh, I think this is what it is," and I was like, "Fair play."
So without all those scenes, well, parts of the movie based on certain characters, the repetition, how long's the movie, do you think, if it was just filmed as a whole? Probably been like the storyline itself, half hour long? Is that a Black Mirror episode?
I feel like
Mhm.
it would still be the same length. It would just be told. I don't think it would work as well because I
And
feel like the constant cutting back.
how long were those kids missing? Can you remember? Because I can't remember. Was it a day? Was it 2 days? To me,
It was a
They were,
while.
yeah, they were missing because the film skips over it. Like the film at the very beginning says, like they held a memorial, and that then after I think it was a week,
oh, they had
if
yeah,
I'm
okay.
remembering, they
Yeah,
had
the
to go
school was
back to
closed for
school.
like, yeah, a
Yeah,
This,
while.
and then in itself they skip time because Alex is then looking after the parents when the witch comes to the house, but then there's time before they actually take
so
the kids.
that basement
So
would have been quite smelly, I would have thought.
Mm,
yeah, but going back to what you said as well about like were the kids weaponized. I feel like anyone under her spell was, and again, same with when Alex, which
They were only
again,
weaponized when
what
Alex did it.
well, I see. I kind of feel like the idea that he's trying to get at is I feel like the when they're saying weaponized, it's he says like locking onto a target and not having any other thought process and just going for it. So having the kids run out of their homes at that time just to
Yeah.
get to her, I guess it's still an allegory for like being weaponized. But going to what you said, I think what's very, very clever is the ending is, in my opinion, one of the best endings to a film I've seen in a long time,
That's one of the
because
funniest. The cinema was in
yeah.
stitches.
Yeah, we
Well,
were.
it sets it.
It's
It
pretty
sets
funny.
it up perfectly. It sets it up perfectly because it's gives you enough clues that like, yes, okay, this is how you do it. And Alex is like a very like he's quite a clued in, smart kid, and so the idea of her own antics being turned back on her in such a violent way was brilliant.
So
Um,
just on and just a quick one. This week we're sponsored by Beavertown Gamma Ray. Enjoy. Cheers, everyone. So how old was Gladys? So our clothes were something out of the Brady Bunch or whatever. So the 60s or 50s. So how old was this entity or witch or whatever you want to call her? How old was
well,
she? Was she 100 years old? She could have been.
well, this is kind of then what leads into like what Zach Kreger had said to the actress who played her, because he had told her like pick one of the backstories, but don't tell me which one you've picked, and I don't ever want to know which one you've decided. So I think it's left ambiguous that if you as the audience member look at it and go, no, she originally was she is the sister of the mum character, and she's gone off and learnt witchcraft and come back, you could argue like, well, she's normal aged. But if you look at it more like, oh, she's an ancient witch, then you could say like she's from whatever time period you really want. I think it's one of the questions that doesn't need to be answered, which worries me a bit, because I have seen quite a lot that they want to do a prequel with Gladys,
Okay.
and
Yeah, that worries me already. I've heard that.
I don't think they need it. I feel like I like, don't get me wrong, I feel like you could explore a lot, but what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, if you know where she ends up in Weapons, I don't know if it's going to be that captivating. I feel like it's just a sort of
Yeah, I think it's a very good standalone. Like, I don't think it needs any kind of prequel, sequel.
yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I just feel like
So
it by itself is brilliant, but I feel like if you do any sequels or prequels, I feel like you take away from what made it really well. I mean, even the ending, like when the little girl says at the end, she's like, "Yeah, some of them have even learnt to talk now. Like they're sort of coming back to themselves," and it's just implying like some of them might never talk again, and it's just like left
Yeah.
as a you decide what's happened.
I think every character was quite. I really liked the teacher. What was her name?
Justine.
Justine. I think she was great. Obviously struggling with alcohol. So was that fella she met up with, the cop. He was struggling. What was his name? He was called
Paul.
Paul. I liked Paul a lot, actually. Struggling to stay off the alcohol until they met up. And his father-in-law or father-in-law to be is head of police, whatever. Every character was really interesting, and that's what made it great. And even the druggy lad, he had a bit of a story arc going on there.
Well, he's the one who really he's the one who you could argue
found him.
uncovers
Yeah,
the whole thing.
He's the hero. He could be the hero of the film.
Yeah.
I did find it funny at the end where Josh Brolin's character,
Archer. That got a lot of laughs.
Just kept bodying him every time, like running at him, screaming, thrown across the room, running, screaming.
Do we think, because a couple of times Gladys is seen, so Justine sees her above her bed. I can't remember if that was before or after she cut her hair.
It's before.
Before. So that confuses me.
Well, because I feel like that again is his like little allegory, isn't it, for like a parasite, like infecting your mind, and like how she already has a hold over the town already. Because they're all the people who are directly involved are the only people who see her. Like Paul doesn't actually see her because he doesn't have any real interaction with the case only up until he gets the kid the I forget his name, the drug addict into the car,
James.
and then he's
Yeah.
James, and he's like, right, you can, I'll take you to the kids. Whereas, all the other characters have a direct cause to the situation, and James only sees her after seeing the kids, whereas the teacher sees her because he has a connection to the kids, and Archer obviously because one of the kids is the one that's missing.
So let's wrap this up. We're 25 minutes in. We're trying to keep under an hour, aren't we? And there's a lot to talk about, other stuff as well. I don't think I've got much more to say on it other than I loved it. I would, sitting in the cinema on your own, I did take it all in. And I sat in exactly the same seat 2 days later watching a Jurassic film. But we'll talk about that in a bit later. So we go to boners. I'm going to give it a 9, which is high for me. Really high. Only Swamp Ape's like a Swamp Ape level, isn't it? Really. Or The Conjuring, It's that kind of level for me. So I'm going to give it a 9. What are you thinking, Larry? And this film, by the way, just so, because I normally do it, and everyone listens to the podcast think, why didn't Kev tell us what the budget was, or what it made, or what the Rotten Tomatoes was? So just a quick one. So I had a budget of 38 mil. And from today, box office was 200 million. What do you reckon? If I'm giving it a 9, yeah, so I'm giving it a 9 for Rotten. What do you think?
97.
Oh, Jess?
I think it's at 97. Oh, it's gone down to 94.
94, yeah.
I know it has been dropping down slightly.
What was 97? No, Sinners might have been 97, was it? That was like up there.
Weapons was like 100 though, wasn't it, for a good amount of time, and then it's slowly, then it went like 99, then it was like 98. But I still think I'd be very shocked if it drops any lower.
Oh,
yeah.
So, what are you thinking? What would you give it, Larry? 9, 10? You wouldn't give it an 8, would you?
No,
would
no.
You?
Honestly, well. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna personally give it a 10.
Wow, is that a first? That might be a first.
No, it's not first. It's not.
What else did you give a 10 to on this podcast?
The Lighthouse, I gave a 10 because I think it's brilliant. Tenant, I gave a 10.
You've been drinking that night, I think.
I think I gave Lighthouse a 4.
The Shy House.
I'd give it the Shy House. I'd give it a 10 only because I honestly went in expecting it to be good, but I think I was blown away with how surprised I was of how it executed everything, and the fact how I walked away from it going, I just want to see it again. Like with Sinners, I think still think that's brilliant. I think I gave that a 9.
It's better than Sinners. It's better than Sinners.
But I think for me, Sinners is one that I think the difference is that Sinners, I would argue, is less so of a horror film and more so of a almost in a way a drama / thriller, whereas I think this is still a thriller, but I think it does its horror elements very well, and I think that for a lot of horror fans, you might have like a certain taste of horror where you're like, I'm not in the mood for that, or like, if it doesn't have this. I think this sort of caters to everyone, where the mystery itself really does hook people in.
He's a very talented director. Plenty
he's
more.
He's doing Resident Evil next.
That'd be great. Hopefully, you can't fuck it up any worse, can they? So,
Well, he's a
Jess?
huge fan of the games. So.
Yeah, me too. Jess?
I think I would have to give it a 9.
I love that. This
Yeah,
might be the highest rated
actually.
film we've ever done.
Yeah, I
And
think that's
Ewan's
probably.
not even here. I wonder what he thought. What Ewan thought.
I think, again, he can watch these back and tell me if I'm completely off the mark or sort of there. I think he would give it a 9. Or he'd either give it a 9 or he'd give it an 8. But I feel like the 8 would be for something that like he specifically didn't like about it. But I cannot put my finger on something that he would. I think he'd give it a 9.
Nice. That's maybe the number one film we've ever done then, which is considering we've done Swamp Ape. We've done that film with the birds in. What was it called? Birdemic.
I've seen that Legal Eagle gave it an 8.
Oh God. Okay.
Fair play.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. It's up there, isn't it? It's definitely up there. So it probably means we're giving it a 9 then, really, aren't we? Which is 9.
Yeah.
9 and a bit. So shall we move on to what we watched this week?
What have you been watching?
No, seriously, what have you been watching?
Oh dear, where do I start? I will start. I didn't put a thing in for this, but then I just remembered I'd actually watched it. Alien Romulus. So me being me, obviously with the new series of Alien, and I'm playing the game, which I'll talk a bit more. I started Alien Isolation about 10 years ago, and I'm still playing it. Believe it or not, I haven't finished it yet. Nearly. So I'm going to talk about Alien Romulus. Anyone seen that? I'm not
Yes.
going to show a trailer because I haven't got it here. I haven't got it booted up ready. So I just remembered that there's something I watched a couple of days ago. That was more like proper alien film. You know, they're on there. There's an alien on the ship. They're fucked, and they got to get sorted. Without giving too much away, I'd be giving that an 8 all day long. I thought it was fantastic. The way it looked on the ships, the way there was like a baby made. Have you seen it? You've all seen it.
Yeah.
So I just totally enjoyed it, and because I'm on this kind of alien, you know, I'm going through them all again at the moment, and watching the series and playing the game, and it's lovely to see how much, even though that game's 10 years old, how much the series looks like the game from 10 years ago. It's mental. Have you finished that, Larry? Did you ever get into it? Because it's probably one of the scariest games I've ever played.
Which one? Alien Isolation? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alien Isolation is brilliant.
I've nearly finished. I've nearly finished it. I've been so many hours I've stuck into that in 10 years.
I finished it a while back now because that game came out years ago.
Well, it was about 10 years, I think.
Yeah, it's a shame though because like that's in my opinion how you should do a horror game, and especially like with Alien. But then it wasn't well received. I remember IGN specifically were like, "This game's like shit," and it was like,
not
right,
shit though, is it?
That's what I mean. It's like, what are you watching? Like, what have you played that makes you think
that game is just relentless, isn't it? Like, and it's
yeah,
so
and you
hard
have to
at
be
times.
so quiet. You have to be quiet what you're doing. You have to like any movements you're doing. The gameplay experience is different for everyone because you know I might play it like really fast and then keep dying, but then like yourself, you might play it really quiet. I don't know why they gave it that. You know,
I don't know. It's so good. Apparently, we are getting another one.
I hope so.
So yeah. So I watched that Alien Romulus. Really good. Highly recommend it. Disney Channel. It's good. I have started watching the first Alien again, which actually fucking stands up so well, considering it's 1970s, isn't it? And could be probably in my top 5 horror films out there. Yeah. Just looking at what the Legal Eagle is writing. 10 years
10
later.
years later.
10 years later. Yeah. But amazing. What else have I been watching? There isn't too much. So I went to see a new film called Jurassic Park.
No spoilers, please. I would like to watch it.
It was called Jurassic Park Dogshite.
Okay.
So it was
No.
a new
Lies.
film from this year.
Lies.
Right. So, little premise of the film. Okay. People go to.
This is going to be so
Peop-
hard to talk about because Jess
people
hasn't
go.
seen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People go to Ireland. People get eaten by fucking dinosaurs, and some
Mhm.
people get away. And
Okay.
what happens in between is dog shite.
I disagree.
And it's a kids' film.
the-
It's a kids' film. I'm sat there with my son going, there's one scene where there's a little dinosaur, a little cute dinosaur, right? A little cute thing. And it pops his head up now and again. And there's a little girl in it, Jess, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes she speaks, sometimes she doesn't, depending.
Well,
And
this is so hard.
The
to
little
talk about.
dinosaur comes out and it gives it some sugary sweets, right? So if I give my kids sugary sweets, they go mental. Well, they used to anyway. But this little dinosaur had some sugary sweets, and little girl, she's eating sugary sweets as well. She goes straight to sleep, and the little dog shite dinosaur comes and sleeps next to her.
Mhm.
And Lily walks out at that point.
I think though that there's a huge part missing. There's a huge part missing.
Mhm.
This isn't so much a spoiler, but I'm going to try my best to really dance around it. The little girl ends up becoming silent because she ends up being traumatized by seeing.
You're going to make me sound really bad now, like I don't care.
So she sees a guy get eaten right in front of her.
It
And
happened.
from that moment,
Standard Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but
mate.
she's never been anywhere near a dinosaur. So when she sees this,
but
she's never seen it. So when this guy I'm trying to make sure I don't spoil
I'm going to talk about the parents in a minute of that child, and then we'll get into it.
But so she sees a guy get eaten, and then she's basically becomes mute, and it's made as a story point of the dad and the other
10
characters.
minutes. For about 10 minutes, this child's mute.
The dad basically tries to say quite a few times, he's like, she's just not communicating, she's not speaking, and she ends up, don't get me wrong, I will agree completely, the one element of the film I wish they did not have in there, which I know why they've put it in there, because they're desperately trying to do what they did with the other Jurassic World films, which is what I think was the worst part about them. Which is they try and do this thing where they're like, let's have a dinosaur that the kids can sit there and be like, this is and I know it's for toys and for stuff like that, but I agree completely that any scene with that dinosaur in was stupid. But I know why they've done.
I liked it. I thought it was cute, but it was just
it's not necessary.
In there for merchandise, wasn't it? It was in there. But the parent, right? So they get taken out, Tess, right? Basically,
which we've got to try and dance around spoilers.
But the parent takes them to somewhere where they should not be.
Well, no, the dad says at the beginning, he says they're crossing the ocean, but they've done it about 5 or 6 times, and this is their 7th trip. But the kids, the older sister especially, is feeling like, hey, I want to be doing my own thing. So the dad's trying to do it as a last ditch effort of being like, come on, gang, we'll do that trip we always do. But the military, when they end up crossing paths, and that's all I'll say, even the military people say, why are you going across the water? You know that there are dinosaurs in it. And the dad's like, we've never had this in the past, so I thought it would be the same. And they point out, that's pretty stupid, considering that there is there's dinosaurs now. So I
Yeah.
don't mind that because the film acknowledges like, hey, there's two sides of the argument. How a character can be there, like we've done it millions of times, but then realistically, you'd be like, all it takes is one. So I don't mind that. I also think that compared to the other Jurassic World films that have come recently, this was such a breath of fresh air because in those Jurassic World films, they are constantly more like focused on like, look at Blue being this dinosaur who can, who can is a friend to everyone. And I feel like this film kind of this film is, if you like Jurassic Park 3, I don't know what your thoughts of that film are, but
Mhm.
if you kind of like Jurassic Park 3, it's very similar to that. It's very, it tries to take it back to island, dinosaurs on the island, people actually getting killed rather than in Dominion where it's people trying to fight locusts.
Mhm.
And I feel as though it's definitely not perfect, but I feel like it's a step in the right direction. And I feel Gareth Edwards, who's done a lot of monster films like Godzilla, and he done his own film that he started off his career with, monsters. I think he's someone who understands how to make, like, how to shoot the dinosaurs, like how to frame a shot where they are actually menacing, whereas the Jurassic World franchise really wanted you to be like, oh, these dinosaurs, you could be their friend if you really wanted to. Whereas
Mhm.
that's just not what it is. So I won't disagree and say it's definitely not perfect, but it's a step in the direction I want to see it go back to. But I think that also we're never gonna get Jurassic Park that same feeling again. So it's just sort of like the better of two evils, which is, I don't know, do you want a film that's sort of like more leans towards the nostalgia, or do you want a film that leans towards more of the action? And I feel like I don't really want the action.
Mhm.
I want like the horror.
Yeah.
I just want it to be good. I don't want it to be horseshit anymore. So,
What would you prefer though? Out of all the newer ones that have come out, which one do you prefer?
do you
The
know
newer
what I
ones,
liked?
not the original three.
The one thing I loved about that film. What was the main actress? What was her name?
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Mhm.
Was that who it was?
Yeah, that's Scarlett Johansson.
In a new one, yeah.
So I was drawn towards a couple of things on every scene, and that was what kept the
Right.
film going. That was it. Every scene, it was just her boobs, wasn't it? Like they were there. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I
I
haven't
think that
seen
there
it,
might
can't
have.
say.
You?
I feel as though
How
I
tight were
get
her
where you.
t-shirts? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they're military. I don't know.
It wasn't military, mate. I'd never seen soldiers dressed like that in my life. So
Yeah,
they'll probably bring
I
out
don't
some
know.
merchandise of her as well. Expect to go with a little dinosaur.
I have
Um,
seen though that like that film's made a hell of a lot of money to secure the next one, which I'm happy about.
I can't say it wasn't horrendous, but like it was the same old on it. It's a hard one to do.
I'm surprised they're still going with them, to be honest.
I
They
mean, for
always will,
them,
when they people watch it.
it's gonna make
Yeah.
them so much money. But also, like, I'm fine with it. I just want to
Mhm.
like. My biggest issue with that whole franchise is with the one before this one, they had a very cool idea, which was like dinosaurs in the real world. And all they did with it was they skipped over it in the first 5 minutes in a news broadcast. And then they were like, oh no, the locusts. And I just do not understand how, as a big production company like Universal, that you can sit there and go, this is what anyone who likes dinosaurs wants to see. So it's, I'd hope that we'd get to a point where you can actually explore that idea, but I kind of feel like it's come and gone now. So what do you have to just think of different ideas?
So last one, one of my favorite horror podcast, The Final Guys, and it's so bad it's good. they put a thing on there, a movie they watched called Demon Cop. Well, Jason Brandt watched it anyway. So I'm just going to play you like the intro to it. Okay. Well, or one of the scenes anyway. That's very realistic.
What is this? What am I watching?
Look at this, amazing, mate. Look at him go, look.
What is?
This bit
What is happening?
hilarious. Look, look.
Dlaczego? Dlaczego mnie okłamałeś?
Is she gonna pull out a gun?
Oh, mate, this gun is amazing.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Kłamstwo. Wszyscy kłamiecie. Wszyscy kłamiecie. Strzelaj.
Shoot it.
Ja stąd zwiewam.
I feel like I'm on something.
I feel like I'm watching a film that we would have made in college.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. It's so bad. It's good. I watched this the other night. I've got a copy of it actually. Got a VHS copy of it. It's amazing. It's the dialogue is incredible.
When was it made?
It's got to be 80s, isn't it? Yeah,
Alright,
I don't actually know. I didn't look that up. I would say could have been 90s, mate. I've watched stuff that.
The thing is, it's
It's
B
made to look
movie, isn't
old.
it? It's
It's
yeah,
definitely
it's like
B-movie.
it's meant to invoke that reaction, so it doesn't bother being that way.
But it's
just
a lot of
funny
fun.
how
It's-
shocking.
I don't think it's got a release, like on DVD or anything. I wish it did. Maybe I could do one. But yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. 1990, is JB.
Yeah, 1990.
So, if you want to watch a bit more of it, go and watch. Yeah, it's so bad, it's good on Jason Brandt's channel, because that is very, very funny and just ridiculous at times. I won't give it all away for you, but that you can. I think on YouTube you can actually watch it live anyway. You just watch a copy on there. I could only find one on there, but yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. It's absolutely mental. Like I love Swamp Ape so much. I don't think it's quite as good as Swamp Ape, but it is mental. So go and have a watch.
Director's ball sack.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, you can. I'll send you a link, Larry, and you can see the director's ball sack then.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for someone to come out and remake Swamp Ape. But like,
think
you know,
it's a perfect film, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Was I watching
know.
it? It looked like one of the actors from that was in something I was watching the other day. I can't remember what it was.
Do you know that Swamp Ape? I have tried. I think I've tried to show Rhea that. I've tried to show other people that. Yeah, Rhea's shaking her head already. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. I put the first like 5 minutes on, and the reaction was like, "What is this?" With them all on the bus.
But that's you. Yeah, as JP said, you can't remake perfection.
I think you can.
We could do a very British
think you
version of that,
can.
couldn't we? Imagine a British version of Swamp Ape.
I would love, honestly, like it would make me laugh so much if like somebody could put a budget, like a huge budget towards it, and it had like really good practical effects, and you'd basically do the same film but just like make it look
Yeah.
cinematic.
Locked in a
I
cage, pepper
yeah,
army
like that.
penis.
I'd maybe maybe not.
No.
It's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Demon Cop, great watch. Yeah,
You should watch one that
I'll watch
watched a while
anything. I'll watch
Wolf,
anything.
was it called Wolf Cop?
Wolf Cop's good. Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf Cop. I watched Wolf Cop 1 and 2
Did
back
you?
to back.
What did you think?
Yeah.
Enjoy it?
The first one I really enjoyed. The second one involved like a guy. Maybe I'm remembering this horribly wrong, so apologies if I am. Unless I was just completely out of it, but I swear in the second one that Wolf Cop's friend's dick ends up becoming sentient. I'm not. Yeah, that was my face, Jess, when I was watching it, and it started talking to him, and they became pals.
Nice.
Am
What
I
was his dick?
remembering that right? Someone
Jason
can fact
Brandt's bound to seen this. I don't know if I've seen the second one. I've definitely seen the first one.
it was on like I can't remember what channel it was on, but I remember I was scrolling through and it came up and it was like Wolf Cop, and I had missed the first like 5 minutes, so I watched it. But I thought the first one was actually quite clever in that it was like it knew what it was, and it was like, yeah, this is an insane premise, but let's go with it. But then straight after it was Wolf Cop 2, and I was like, you know what, the first one was good fun, let's watch it. And then I just remember thinking the second one, because Kevin Smith shows up in it. And I was like, Kevin Smith's in this. I was like, that's not surprising. But then
does like a
I
horror,
do remember.
Yeah.
I do remember. Hold on, I'm gonna have to. Let me just see. Continue on. I'm just gonna see if Wolf Cop
You
features
see
a
his
guy.
dick change into a werewolf dick. There you go.
It does start talking to him though, doesn't it?
Mid piss, I think.
No.
Oh,
What? Right. Does it start talking to him? Because I'm talking about when the friend starts physically talking to something, and I just want to say it is his dick.
A talking dick. That's incredible.
Yeah, I need to. My brain is now going. I need the answer to this.
That's amazing. So how long ago did you watch that?
God, that was ages ago.
Yeah.
Wolf Cop 2. Wolf Cop 2. Oh, another Wolf Cop. That's what it's called.
Another Wolf Cop. Well, I'm gonna have to watch that. Oh, well,
This is
exactly
gonna
the
hurt my
same.
head.
Exactly the same. So
Breaking
what?
my head.
So, Jess, have you watched anything?
Not really, to be honest, apart from this. Yeah. I started playing Cult of the Lamb again because they just announced a
Cult-
major.
What's that?
Cult of the Lamb? You would like it. It's very good. You're a lamb and you have a cult. And you
Is
fight
it a bit?
these like
Is it a bit
demons.
cozy or not? Is it?
There could be aspects that you could say, but it's a bit weird. But it's good fun. And yeah, they just announced this major DLC that's gonna like
Is that on Steam? Is it? Or...
yeah, it's on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing it on PlayStation here, but it's very good fun. Definitely recommend.
Nice.
But other than that, I've just been really busy, so I've not watched too much.
Larry's probably watched a bit, haven't you?
What's that?
What have you been watching?
Oh, right. What I've been watching. Sorry, I was down a rabbit
Moving
hole
on
trying to
from
find-
Do you want me to
Yeah.
play the you know my little thing again for you?
No, so there was a few from last time that I forgot, but every single time it goes out of my head straight away, and then I remember after the
That's
fact.
what I'm like. Every
Yeah.
night it's a different one.
We watched the new Mission Impossible film recently.
A dog shite? Well, it's all right.
It was a weird one. It was. We didn't realize it was like 3 hours long.
Oh, wow. That's long.
Do you know what it was for me? Is that I think it's a good film. It's not like a bad film, but I think it has the end game effect where it's definitely a film that's almost like, oh, if you're a fan of Mission Impossible, then this is going to pay off so much of what you've waited for. But I said to Rhea as we were watching it, I was like, I kind of feel it's a blessing and a curse to the film, because the blessing was like, if you love Mission Impossible, it's definitely like a last, like, look at the whole story and how it's all come together.
I've never
But
seen
my
them.
problem, my
Any
problem
of
with,
them.
oh, you should definitely watch them. They're all on
All
Disney
I
Plus.
know is the Limp Bizkit song from the
That's
first
from
one.
from the, in my opinion, the worst one, the second one. But the
It's
song
best
is good.
It's the best song on it.
The song is great. But yeah, no, the problem with the last one, I think, is that it doesn't feel like a Mission Impossible film, at least to me. Like, there were set pieces that did, but the story itself was so worried about it being like, oh, do you remember that one thing that happened from 3? Look how we've paid that off. And it was a bit like, okay, this is becoming a constant. Alien Earth, I've been watching on Disney Plus.
That's what I've been watching. Yeah, good. Really good.
I don't know how I feel about it. I think there's stuff about it that I really like, but there's also stuff where I'm like, what? Why? Also, the director had on an interview, and I don't know if this is. I'd hope that it isn't, but like the director on an interview said where this film takes place, and it doesn't make sense where he said it takes place, because he was like, oh, it takes place between Alien 1 and 2, and it's like, that just doesn't make sense. It needs to take place before Alien, but I don't know if that was him that said that, or if that was a studio person that was just like, this is where I think it takes place. So, and then I guess what I've been playing, I played the Battlefield 6 beta.
Oh, you
I
got
thought
on that,
was
did you?
really good
Was it
fun.
good? Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good fun. Really good fun. I'm just trying to think what else. The thing is, it always pops into my head after the fact. That's probably like of recent of what I've been watching, and like, but there's a load that obviously in the time that we had off that I've been watching. But
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's just loads, isn't there? Loads and loads. So I see we're getting towards the hour mark, and I wanted to keep it kind of round about that. So I'm just going to move on to Dan's hot pick. That's all right. So our man Dan, I haven't spoke to him for ages, so I chose one for him. So let's have a little look.
This is on Netflix.
Yeah.
I keep seeing this
I think
advertised.
I think it was. It's really good. It's not new though.
현지함에서 귀신 본 사람들이 다 소리 듣는다 그러잖아. 맞아.
이거 나올 것 같아.
그치. 이야기 진짜 누가 있다.
소리 나가는데?
빨리 내려가자. 빨리 지금 빨리 나가야 된다고.
So, how do you say it? How do you say this film? Can I try? Can I try? Hang on. Oh my god, it won't let me read it. So it's like Gojanam. Is that how you say it? Gojanam Haunted Asylum. Gojanam Haunted Asylum. So it's a bit like, you ever seen Grave Encounters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So Grave Encounters, Jess, there's 2 of them. They're kind of like a YouTube influencers that travel to an asylum and film live at night. So this is very much like that. So these are they Korean or Japanese. I don't know. I probably haven't done it justice there, but they go off to this asylum where other people have been and film all night, and it's actually really good. So I think 2 or 3 of the lads from a YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it, like Ghost Hunters. I can't remember what they're called actually. It might be Ghost Hunters or something. And then they get 2 or 3 people in, or 4 people in to help them. And it's just basically, you know what's going to happen. It gets more and more haunted, and everyone's going to die in the end. So, but it's really very good. I think it's got a very high Rotten Tomato score. Obviously, it's in foreign, so you've got to watch subtitles. But yeah, I chose that one for Dan. It's not like Dan's normally would be kind of brutal and more European, I would have thought, but it did the trick. So yeah, that was that. So have a watch of it. What did I watch it on? Was it on? It might have been on Prime or something. Might have watched it on there.
I
Yeah,
want to say it's on Netflix still because
It
I
might be on
see it
Netflix,
advertised.
yeah.
I do see it
Yeah.
advertised.
it's definitely worth a watch. It's really interesting. I was engaged the whole way through, so yeah, it was good. And then we're just going to watch another trailer, I think. So let's do my little trailer picks.
Oh, you bastards! Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
Why indeed? So let's have a little look at Good Boy.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch this one though.
It looks.
If anything happens to a dog,
That's what
this
that's what
trailer
I mean.
captures it now. Look.
Oh yeah, like don't get
What
me
the
wrong.
fuck is that?
The premise is brilliant. I know that they're gonna. I have a horrible feeling they're gonna kill the dog at the end, and it's gonna. I just in my head I'm like, nah.
isn't
I'm
there a
right.
website called like Do They Kill the Dog or something?
We should, if there is, we need to figure it out.
So this dog, I'm presuming, can see the paranormal stuff that's going on, and is worried about his owner. Oh, bless him. I feel for that dog. As I've got older, I can't watch certain things with dogs in. It makes me a bit tearful sometimes, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it. Like, because I think it's going to be a great film, but I just worry that at the end they're going to try and go for the emotional, like the dog is the proper hero and that it's going to die at the end, and it's just going to be like, nah, I'm all right.
Can you hear my
Yeah.
dog shouting his mouth off?
Mm-hmm.
You can.
Oh, I didn't realise that was.
Right,
I
no,
thought that
hang
was
on,
coming from
hang on,
Larry.
hang on.
No, the little
Right.
one here, ironically. Hold on,
Right.
let's see. Ooh. Jeez.
Come in.
Yeah, that's a horse. That's not a
There
dog.
he is. Look. Say
See,
hello.
that's Larry has a dog. You have a horse.
Why are you shouting at me? Come here. Come here. Come here.
She's like, put me down.
Come here. There he is. Look.
God, he's massive.
There he's gone.
Mm.
Oh dear. He's
No,
quite
thank
big,
you.
isn't he? Oh,
Thank you, Legal Eagle. I appreciate that.
When does
Let
that
me
film
know.
come out?
Soon, like September, I think.
Uh, Nina, drop the fluff.
So we'd say, you know, on this podcast we do love dogs.
Yeah,
We're
we
not-
do.
There's a film called Good Boy.
Okay.
It says it released 2022 on.
Yeah,
Amazon
that's
Prime.
a different one. There you go, sweetie.
Oh.
Come on then. Good boy. There you go. That's Seamus. So, the dog. Yeah, there is another version of this film, same name, but I think it's a human acting like a dog. Am I right?
Oh.
What was the
yeah.
comedy series where The dog was speaking. It was an Australian one. Do you ever remember that? And the
Oh,
dog.
A Dog's Choice.
No, it wasn't called that. It was
No?
like no, there was an American
Very good.
version and an Australian. The original was Australian, but it was basically this owner of the dog, and everyone else saw it as a dog, but he saw it as a person dressed in a dog outfit that could speak to him.
Scooby Doo.
No, it wasn't Scooby Doo.
Homeward Bound.
No, it wasn't Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound's a great film.
It wasn't Scrappy Doo or I can't remember what it's called. I'll look it up for you, Larry. You might like it actually.
I've done a quick Google and I think we're safe.
Dog doesn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're good.
When's it out, Jess?
What did it say? Why does it say streaming on Hulu?
Legal Eagle. There's one film you should watch.
October
which we
3rd.
talked about.
What's
You
that?
should watch Dead Alive or Brain Dead. It has 2 titles, doesn't it?
Brain Dead, yeah.
Oh yeah, because like in America it's called Dead Alive, but
They
in
do that a
the
lot.
UK,
I've got
it's
films
Brain
on
Dead.
Amazon that are called something differently, like The Black Coat's Daughter. On my Apple account, it's called Thursday or Tuesday.
Yeah, they did it with the.
I don't know why.
They did it with the Tom Cruise one, didn't they? The Live, Die, Repeat, but it was called Edge of Tomorrow. But
Yeah,
then they
that's
just changed the title, and it has 2 different titles.
It's called Edge
depending
of
on where
Tomorrow
you
on my Apple account.
look. Yeah, which is a better title, I think, than Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah. So next week, guys, 2 weeks time. Has anyone heard of a film called It Feeds? It Feeds.
It feeds.
Apart from you mentioning it to me earlier, no.
I'd like to do that because it's round about it's in the high 90s.
What's that on?
Well, I don't know where you're going to.
I don't think it's on anything.
Is it not? Well, we can do something else then.
Nina.
The monkeys
Oh.
come out. The monkeys
It's
come out.
It's £1.99 at the moment.
I
on Amazon
watched
Prime, though.
the monkey. Don't waste your time.
Okay.
So should we do it? It Feeds then.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. I'll just have to find where to watch it, but I'm sure it won't be too tricky.
Well, I'm sure you could find it somewhere. So
Internet.
yeah, should we do it? It Feeds.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for listening and watching, and we're at 1 hour 7. Sorry we're a little bit late for our live listeners. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, or X is it? It's the Bones Horror Pod. You can email us at boneshorrorpod@gmail.com. What else are we on? Obviously follow and subscribe on YouTube. We need that. We need people to subscribe, and it's good for us.
And look out for some future stuff that we'll be making.
Yes, we'll be doing some acting because I'm a classically trained actor, as some of you might know, and some of you might not. So what are we acting in first, Larry? What's this new film?
Well, there's 2. So the first one.
I only
we'll be
know about
doing-
one. I'm in. I'm only in
Yeah.
one. Episode.
Well, you know, no. You know about the other one. The first one is like just a fan film that we'll be doing, which is like non-profit, and so like no money will be made. It's just for viewer entertainment, and that's ironically what we were talking about sort of earlier, which is a Jurassic Outpost. Yeah, a Jurassic shite.
That's actually the name of it. That's what
yeah,
yeah.
Just right up there, just Jurassic shite.
Yeah.
And
I reckon that
then
would do quite well. You know?
You have to make a new poster now.
yeah, I was gonna say just change all the marketing, just Jurassic shite. But yeah, so that one will be hopefully, if all goes to plan, that one will be sometime next year, and then working on a feature, a bigger project, which will obviously take a bit of time, but yeah, you just have to wait for that one. I know I've posted it in the group chat for you guys, with the title and stuff, but
we need a trailer. We need a trailer, even if it's not saying
God.
too much.
Yeah. Well,
you
it's
can do that.
especially with like the Jurassic Outpost, as once that like commences, there'll be a lot of stuff that we can put up like on this channel and on the socials and stuff. With the feature, it'll be quite a while, but we'll have some stuff come out. So like, to get everyone sort of on the same page as we go with it. So be exciting.
Okay. Right. So we'll be back in a couple of weeks. I've said we try and do every 2 weeks. I am trying to do other bits. You might see things appear on YouTube if I can make it work. So we will see you all in 2 weeks' time with episode 111. It feeds. So goodbye from me.
Bye.
Goodbye from me.
See you.
Stop it! You're ignorant.